Good fortune to all friends of the Grummles. Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
G'day, g'day. Janus Angel here, and welcome to the WoW SnapShot, a new show where I, Janus Angel, keep you up to date on all the happenings in World of Warcraft, and also keep myself up to date. The Midnight pre-patch is here. There were no issues whatsoever.
Liza Minnelli, lies.
There were a notable amount of issues. One that led to charter neighborhoods being delayed. There was also one which I personally ran into where the character login screen was doing this, but all of these errors seem to have been fixed in the preceding days. We also got a new Warcraft short story, which is exciting, The Void Between, which was written by Alex Axe. Axe also wrote the books up here on my shelf, Exploring Azeroth, and many more. The new short story was illustrated by Surfside 3D, who do lots of really great game-related art, and I've linked their websites down below. We got a developers interview discussing the redesigning process of the Last Titan expansion, which will take place after midnight. The interview was done by Game Informer. Some of the things I took away from the interview was that the developers seem very focused on bringing the memories and experiences from Wrath of the Lich King and our first visit to Northrend, but they also want to make sure to tell new stories. I noticed that there were very specific mentions of very important landmarks in Northrend that made me extra curious about what the holistic story they are trying to tell in the World Source Saga. More to come on that in another video. Here's a short list of updates to mention. Raider.io is having a decor gala housing competition, and I cannot wait to watch this one. That's great. I'm excited for events like these. Housing opens up so many opportunities for these kinds of things. Shadowlands Time Walking is available again, which can help those of you who may need reputation for some factions in that expansion. The Winds of Mysterious Fortune buff is back, so that's a great way to increase your experience and reputation buffs. Housing experience was capped from endeavors at about 1,000 experience, but it seems to have increased since then, and that was confirmed in a post. We received news that there will be one free transmog given to each player in the near future, and we also saw a decrease in transmog costs, which is exciting. Thank goodness. It's a great change for those of us who need their gold to get extra housing decor. We got the 2026 roadmap from the State of Azeroth video hosted by Holly and Ian. There wasn't anything that majorly blew my mind about it, but I am extra curious about the Labyrinth content that's coming in 12.1.5. It seems to be similar to a mega dungeon, but for delves instead, which is great. There is also a new standalone game mode, which must be similar to Plunderstorm or Remix. I love both of those game modes, so I'm excited to see what this new one is about. What to do before midnight? The big question. We have a few weeks before midnight launches, and with that, I have put together a little list of things you can complete in the meantime in preparation for midnight. The pre-patch event is now live. This should be on your priority list for sure. This is a limited time event and will likely have many of the rewards removed once midnight comes. Park your main or alts nearby and make sure to claim all of those amazing rewards. As of this week, the event has been hotfixed so you can repeat the weekly quests with alts, which should be an easy way to get those collectibles fast. I got the achievements for the pre-patch done in a few hours by downloading Rare Scanner and just going through the rotation until I got all the rares. Campaign catch-up in the War Within. This is a great place to start for newer players with the rep buffs. I recommend going to the Isle of Dawn, Undermine, and Koresh and do all of those quest lines. They're amazing. As well as any patch stories and the prologue to Midnight as well. This is a great way to get a holistic view of the War Within story and what we're going to be looking forward to in Midnight. I actually made a video on the pre-patch story if you wanted to go and watch that. Prepare your alts. Level some alts through dungeons and quests. Clear out your bags, banks, and warband banks. I always love to do this right before an expansion launch, so then I am not fiddling with previous expansion inventory items. Have a little fun. With housing now in full swing, Going and finding some unique pieces for your house is a great way to prepare for midnight. I know I'll be going into the next week or so doing exactly this. Endeavors have been so great, getting to do some older content and getting decor for it. The Grummles give coffee themed decor. That is incredible, incredible. Update and delete old add-ons that you don't use anymore. I wanted to shout out add-on LS Toasts. I've put the CurseForge link below. It is by iLightSpark, and I just think it's the best. I love that my items pop up on the edge of my screen rather than the default lower center, which is where all my buttons are and my map as well. Choosing a main for midnight. Always the hardest part of a new expansion. Do you change mains, or do you keep the same main that you've had for years? I always find myself drawn to new characters at the start of expansions. The new Demon Hunter spec is really calling to me. My last suggestion is have fun. Take your time. Do not get burnt out on WoW Midnight before it even launches. Just enjoy it. Some updates from me. I have finally started working on my WoW house. I chose plot 8 on the Alliance side. I have yet to decide on my plot for the Horde. I'm loving the eerie vibes of Broomwood Hollow on the Alliance side. And the Night Elf house exterior options are just incredible. I've wanted to live in one of those Nelf houses since I made my first Night Elf Druid in Wrath of the Lich King. I've been enjoying finding all the little details and most importantly, pets that are pettable. That's such a big thing. I started playing around with collecting housing decor and being just astonished by how much there is to collect. I'm scared that once I download all the things, all of my free time is going to go. All of it. I also made sure to head back to Koresh and finish off a few loose ends. I finish up the last few quests with Venari for the main story. I found it interesting. I have thoughts, but they are too much for this video. I also completed the questline where we are introduced to the Void Elf Demon Hunters, which was so great. The questline that introduces Arator into the story was also something on my list, and I completed that this week as well. I found it great. Seeing and helping the Windrunner sisters will always be nostalgic to me in WoW, especially seeing Verisa, who still doesn't have a model update. The other two have had so many model updates. Are they keeping her like that for the nostalgia? Is that why she's not got an update? Good luck this week with the pre-patch and the event, and all your preparation for Midnight. The event has been smoother than previous pre-patches in my opinion, and I feel like there was at least some story to it, which I enjoyed, even if it was just a little bit. Did you enjoy this video? Are you happy with the pre-patch so far? What is your favorite piece of housing decor? For those of you who have watched this far and haven't subscribed yet, please do so. This helps so much with newer content creators like myself. It's also just a great way to tell me whether or not you're liking the content that I'm producing at the moment. If you're keen to see more from me, click that like button. I'm Janus Angel. Good day.